Good morning. This is Phil coming to you from my kitchen. And this is a bit of a test today. We'll have other lives that come in at different times. But I just wanted to speak this morning a little bit about two scriptures that are speaking to me. You're sitting here this morning right here in my kitchen. One of these is in Psalm 126, written hundreds of years before Jesus comes to visit us. And it says we should have armloads of blessings. We've been separated from God. We've been under hard, heavy pressures, and now we're connected, and we can have armloads of blessing. Whereas before, we've had pain and problems and difficulties. Once we get into that connection with God and we're reconnected, we have armloads of blessings. And the other one is in the Gospel of Mark, the first written accounts of Jesus that we have. Written actually some 40 plus years after he has ascended into heaven. And Mark remembers for us that everywhere that Jesus went, people would gather together just to touch him, just to touch the hem of his garment. And it says, as many as touched him were healed. Now think about how we connect with Jesus. As many as touched him were healed, as many as were connected can come in with armloads of blessing with great joy. Think about those two situations, connecting with Jesus. This is the very reason that Jesus came, to connect with us. God sent his son, Jesus, because he loves us so much. He wanted to connect with us. And once we're connected, there's healing. There's healing for our financial difficulties. There's healing for our minds, our emotions. There's healing for our bodies. And what is healing? Healing is connection with Christ. He sent his Holy Spirit. Jesus came and lived an obedient life. And then he died cursed. Now, that's not just, because justice would say you should get the punishment for the problem. And Jesus received the punishment for my problem, for your problem, for all of the problems of humankind. Imagine that. He was cursed and punished, not for his problem, but for my problem, for your problem, for our difficulty, for our disconnection, so that we could be connected. He was already connected with the Father. He's God. He and the Father and the Holy Spirit are one. He's connected. He wanted us connected. He wanted us into that family so we could touch the hem of his garment, so that we could touch and be touched by the very Spirit of Christ. He ascended into heaven so that he could send his Spirit, and no longer do we have to be in the city where he is. No longer do we have to be in the place where he is, because he is everywhere by his Holy Spirit. And when we connect with that Holy Spirit, then we are healed. So I'm just going to leave that with you this morning. Think about it, work on it, mull over it, and say, I need to increase my connection with Jesus. Have I never connected with him? I need to solve that this morning. Do I need to increase my connection with him? I need to solve that this morning. God bless you. This is A Touch of Grace. Pastor Phil Larson, the Think Director.